The time is 9 o'clock. You're listening to CHMA 106.9 FM in Sackville, New Brunswick.
And now it's time for your CHMA News. We're broadcasting from Sackville, New Brunswick, the heart of the Maritimes and the traditional and unceded lands of the Mi'kmaq people. Coming up in the next 15 minutes, we'll have your local news, Atlantic update, weather, sports update, and some community announcements.
Hello, I'm Clinton Davis with your local CHMA News. 3 schools in the Anglophone East District could be at risk as the province asks departments to reduce their budgets by 10 to 15%. During a recent CBC interview on Information Morning Moncton with Khalil Akhtar, District Education Council Chair Dominic Vauteur confirmed that Riverside Albert Consolidated, Havelock, and Dorchester Consolidated all fall under the government's threshold of schools with fewer than 100 students.
Well, the Minister of Finance talked about closing schools that have fewer than 100 students. In our district, we have 3. That's Riverside Albert, Havelock, and Dorchester Consolidated.
But Vauteur said on CBC closing them would not be straightforward. He explained that the department has suggested schools could close if students can be relocated without major disruption. In this case, he says nearby schools are already full and relying on portables. So rather than generating savings, he argues closures could create new costs, including transportation and additional classroom space.
Are we going to really be saving money if we're moving students and having to place portables on those schools?
He also pointed to longer bus rides for young children and earlier mornings for parents, potentially adding up to an hour a day. Beyond logistics, there's also community impact. Riverside Albert Consolidated is 120 years old and considered a historic building in the region. Vauteur says the district has already absorbed previous cuts, including staffing reductions last spring, and there's little flexibility left.
We have no fat to trim in our budget. If we are asked to cut 10%, that 10% will be a direct cut, directly visible to students.
The province's pre-budget consultation window closes on February 20th. A final decision would come when the provincial budget is tabled. The Department of Education says it is reviewing schools under Policy 409, but says it's too early to comment on what next year's budget will include. And on the topic of Dorchester Consolidated, Family Day celebrations are set at the school, and the weather is going to be pretty good. The event runs from 2 to 4 p.m. with a special sensory-friendly window from 2 to 2:30. During that time, lights and sirens will be turned off to create a quieter environment. There's a free hot dog barbecue and campfire hosted by the Dorchester Fire and Rescue with hot chocolate served by the DCS Kids Daycare. Skating is going to take place on the outdoor skating rink with members of the Mount A Mounties hockey team joining in. In the parking lot at DCS, families can take place in Touch a Truck, featuring everything from transport trucks and snow clearing equipment to fire trucks, police vehicles, logging equipment, prison transports, military vehicles, and it's winter in Canada, even a Zamboni. Organizers are inviting residents to come out and celebrate Family Day in Dorchester. And back over to Sackville, Tantramar Council is taking another step towards strengthening its work as an age-friendly community. At last week Monday night's Committee of the Whole meeting, councillors reviewed a staff report connected to the municipality's age-friendly designation. That program looks at how communities support older residents through accessible infrastructure, transportation options, recreation programming, and social inclusion. The age-friendly framework is part of a broader effort to make sure residents can remain active and connected as they age, whether that's through safer sidewalks, improved community programming, or better access to services. Council voted to move the item forward to the consent agenda, where it's expected to receive final approval at the next regular council meeting. And last but not least, the environment around Tantramar is all you hear about on major news stations right now. But for young leaders looking to make a difference, Nature Canada is now accepting applications for its 2026 Young Nature Leaders Grant. It's a $1,000 grant that supports a youth-led community-based project celebrating the role nature plays in Canada's culture and identity. The program, established by Women for Nature, is open to individuals under 30 who want to develop and implement a project focused on nature and sustainability. They say special consideration this year will be given to projects centered on oceans and marine conservation, ecological restoration, protected areas, Indigenous-led conservation initiatives, and projects that can engage the public or be shared through social media. So the deadline is coming up. Applicants must submit either a 2-page essay or a short video outlining their proposal. The deadline is February 20th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, so 6 p.m. Atlantic. Successful applicants will be notified by April 30th. If you know someone whose alley this is right up, let them know about it now. Do you have comments, questions, or feedback regarding today's news? Please email news@chmafm.com. I'm Clinton Davis with your local CHMA News here in Tantramar.
Hi, I'm Zaina, and you're listening to CHMA.
And here is your CHMA Atlantic update for Monday, February the 16th. RCMP in New Brunswick have issued a national alert for an inmate escaped from the Southeast Regional Correctional Centre in Shediac. Mounties say 35-year-old Todd John Lewis jumped a fence and ran towards Route 15 on late Thursday afternoon. He was previously charged with weapons-related offences and is considered armed and dangerous. Police are advising the public not to pick up hitchhikers and report anything suspicious immediately. And the New Brunswick government has released a strategy to develop a more modern digital health system. The work will include implementing a new electronic medical record system for doctors. The government is adding $1.75 million to the budget of a tentative new physician services agreement to pay for the work. Premier Susan Holt says the strategy will give doctors the tools they need to spend more time with patients. And the federal government is investing just over $628,000 for a youth gang prevention project in St. John. The money is earmarked for a John Howard Society of New Brunswick through Public Safety Canada's Youth Gang Prevention Fund. The project aims to help people aged 12 to 30 who may be at risk of getting involved in gangs by giving them support to make more informed choices. It includes personalized care plans, mental health supports, and life skills development to promote resilience and reduce recidivism. The Supreme Court of Canada has ruled that the pandemic-era travel restrictions in Newfoundland and Labrador were reasonably justified. The government's response to the outbreak included a temporary order to restrict entry to the province by most non-residents. The court said in a decision Friday that the policy did violate mobility rights, but that was justified under a section of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. The case was launched by a Nova Scotian woman who could not attend her mother's funeral and claimed the ban was unconstitutional. And the largest union in Nova Scotia government is speaking out about the province's plan to end more remote work this April. The union says the changes will impact between 2,500 and 3,000 employees, with half in the Halifax area. It says many union members have flexible arrangements since the pandemic in 2020, but have built their lives around them. The union says the move will worsen traffic in downtown Halifax, and it's concerned the government doesn't have enough space to accommodate all of its workers. And Nova Scotia's official opposition leader is taking aim at the PC government's $1.4 billion deficit that she says is driven in part by spending happening behind closed doors. Claudia Chender says it's irresponsible that government has been spending about $1 billion a year over its budget, outlays that are not authorized by a majority vote in the legislature. She says it needs to be clear with Nova Scotians about where money is going as the deficit balloons. The province is set to release the next budget during the sitting of the legislature that began February 23rd. And finally, Nova Scotia says Olds Cove Wind Project in Guysborough County received environmental assessment approval yesterday, contingent upon complying with 58 conditions protecting the environment and human health. Construction of the wind farm will begin in late 2026, employing as many as 150 people during the build. The farm is scheduled to open in late 2027, and the province says about a dozen people, full and part-time, will be employed for about 25 years and generate an estimated $1.2 million in municipal tax revenue each year. The project is expected to generate about 147 megawatts of clean electricity from up to 21 7-megawatt turbines, reducing Nova Scotia's annual greenhouse gas emissions by about 294,000 tons. And that is your CHMA Atlantic Update.
Hi, I'm Gautam, and you're listening to CHMA. CHMA.
here is your weather update, your 7-day forecast for Sackville, New Brunswick on a Monday, February the 16th. Today, you can expect it to be mainly cloudy with a 30% chance of flurries. Risk of freezing drizzle. This morning, wind up to 15 kilometers an hour, high of -2. Wind chill near -8. For Monday night, partially cloudy. Wind up to 15 kilometers an hour, low of -8. Wind chill near -10. For Tuesday, February the 17th, cloudy with a 30% chance of flurries or rain showers, a high of +2. Tuesday night, cloudy with a 30% chance of flurries and a low of -3. For Wednesday, same thing, 60%. Wait, that's not the same thing. For Wednesday, it goes up to 60% chance of flurries with a high of +1. And Wednesday night, cloudy, back down to a 30% chance of flurries with a low of -6. On Thursday, you can expect it to be cloudy with a high of -2. Cloudy periods on a Thursday night with a low of -11. And a mix of sun and cloud, high of -4. Friday, February the 20th. Cloudy periods, low of -8 on Friday night. Coming in next weekend, a Saturday, cloudy with a 60% chance of flurries again and a high of -4.
Hi, I'm Ian, and you're listening to CHMA Radio.
And here's Brian Nielsen with your CHMA Sports Update.
Today we're starting our CHMA Sports Report with a victory. Yes, it's the end of the regular season for the Mount Allison Mounties women's hockey team at home Saturday night. They prevail in overtime over the UPEI Panthers, 4-3 final in that one, meaning they end their season on a winning note. Also winning over the weekend was the Mount Allison women's volleyball team. They were in Moncton going up against Crandall, and they beat them 3-1. Also, the Mount Allison Mounties swimming team, they were up in St. John's over the weekend, and two girls won some medals. Ali Gauthier won a bronze in the 100-meter backstroke, and rookie Jess won a silver in the 200 individual medley. Heading over to Milan Cortina for the Winter Olympics, it's another medal for Courtney Sereau of Moncton. She wins a short track silver medal in the women's 1,000 meter, meaning this is her third medal of the games. And over the weekend, Canada got its first gold medal of the thing as Mikhail Kingsbury wins dual moguls against his Japanese opponent. Heading over to the local scene, staying cold though, Tantramar Regional High School hockey over the weekend. Sadly, the boys lost both games, 8-2 final on Sunday, but the riveting games were, of course, happening on the Saturday night, where the girls lost in overtime, 2-1 final, their senior game against Clement Cormier, as well as the boys lost in a back-and-forth contest, a 7-6 final there. Going to professional sports, it was the NBA having their All-Star weekend, and in a new round-robin three-team competition with Team Stars, Team Stripes, and Team World, it was the Team Stars that won the contest. Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man of the Minnesota Timberwolves, ends up getting the All-Star MVP. And speaking of basketball-related things, Tyler Reddick triumphs in the 68th running of the Daytona 500. How is this related to basketball? Because, of course, he was racing his number 45 car for the 23 X1 Racing Toyota, who's owned jointly by, yes, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. So that was the only lap that Reddick led on, was the one that counted. He bumps off the competition to take the victory.
And that's Brian Nielsen with your CHMA Sports Update. Please be sure to check out Brian's show on Mondays at 8:30 a.m. for more sports commentary. All right, let's go and check out the Community board, see what is happening around the socials with Tantramar and the Marshes. The first place we go to, of course, is Tantramar and see what they've been posting. The municipality of Tantramar is seeking a crosswalk guard to help keep pedestrians, especially children, safe at local crossings. If you're attentive, responsible, and committed to community safety, they encourage you to apply. We encourage you to apply as well. For more information, you can visit tantramarnb.com, employment opportunities. They also send out a big congratulations to Kathy Andrews, who's been named the 2026 recipient of the Crown of Winterfest. Kathy was nominated by Edna McKinnon, who first met her in 1986 while working at Sackville Memorial Hospital. Edna was a nurse, and Kathy worked as a lab technologist, a role she held for over 26 years. Big congratulations to Kathy Andrews for that. And let's see what else. So they're running a contest for local businesses still. It's ongoing. It's been up last week. And they are trying to encourage folks to get things into their business directory. If your business isn't listed, you can add it by February 27th. It's a self-serve on the page. You can just do that from there. To be entered in a draw, and if you're already listed, you're automatically entered. They are the contest is for local businesses and fans of local businesses, and the winner will receive a gift bag worth $200. For individuals, visit the directory, take a screenshot of your favorite business and post it in the comments below. Tag someone you know to spread the word. On February 27th, they'll randomly select a winner from the posts. So there you go. Let's see, we got 30 comments already. It's a big one. Let's see who's being put in there. Anyone mention CHMA? I don't see any CHMA, but I see Cafe Tantramar, of course, and that's always a favorite. And who else we got there? We got Sackville Service Station, and let's see, the Village Square Takeout has been mentioned. Cranewood on Main has been mentioned. And the Bridge Street Snack Shop's been mentioned. So get those mentions in. And if you want, you can give a big special shout out to CHMA as well, because we are a local business. A lot of people don't know that, but we are a locally owned and operated business. Let's continue on with the community calendar. Big thanks to Tweet, of course, for giving some community updates. There is one for today. We're going to mention February the 16th, Monday. Touch a Truck and Family Fair over at the Dorchester Consolidated School. They're hosting it for Family Day, and that's going to run from 2 to 4 p.m. Families are invited to come celebrate with Dorchester Fire and Rescue and local Beavers and Cubs. The event includes a free barbecue, campfire, skating, world-famous hot chocolate, and a chance for kids to explore emergency vehicles as part of the Touch a Truck Fund. There you go. Bunch of things happening. Run over to chmafm.com community events if you want to see some more, and check out Twee's post for the week just on the main page right there, CHMAFM. And let's move out of the news hour with a couple more PSAs, and then we will get some music going.
Hey, this is Lasse from Germany, and you're listening to CHMA.
Hey folks, if you're looking for something to do on Wednesday evenings, Backtown Trivia is now back with its winter series. The doors open at 5 p.m. and trivia kicks off at 7 p.m. every Wednesday night. So do not miss out and head down with your friends to the Backtown Brewing Company.
In conjunction with Marshview Middle School, join for a once-a-week after-school homework help program focused on numeracy and literacy. The program will support students with completing homework, provide extra practice sheets or activities, and create a relaxed, supportive space to learn. The program runs Thursdays from 3 to 5 p.m. at Bill Johnstone, starting February 5th and running until April 2nd, excluding February 19th and March 5th. Registration is open at www.tantramarnb.com/programs.
And that was your CHMA news. Please visit www.chmafm.com for more news and to sign up for our email newsletter. Funding is provided by our monthly sustainers, the Community Radio Fund of Canada, and the Municipality of Tantramara's Community Development Grant. If you have a story idea or would like to include an announcement, please write us at news@chmafm.com. All right, let's get things going. I got a track here called I Miss How She Used to Look at Me from the artist Serenade. Looking over a quick bio that I found here, it says that Timothée Serenade Loa isn't bound by genre. When his core sound fuses a darker R&B with Alte influences, he ventures into sexy drill, rage, Afro hybrids, and more. His willingness to experiment, paired with his haunting falsettos and introspective lyricism, make him a dynamic presence in today's musical landscape. Featured on Frank Ocean's Homer Radio, and also featured on CHMA Radio right now, he continues to carve a reclusive yet impactful artistic path. So here we go. We're going to play the track, beautiful track, I Miss How She Used to Love Me, here on the Voice of the Marshes. I also have some St. Arnold with Love You, for real, and some Great Grandpa with the track Junior. Here we go.
We used to be say it back to your clingy new friend. It's like their heart wants to attack. Yes, I've heard it too, from the telephone and on the stage. But something didn't feel right.